How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the newest live-action Lion King film. I'm going to go right off the bat and start with positives with this film because I know there's a lot of negativity already around this movie, and it's, like 60%, if not less, on Rotten Tomatoes. So let's just get the good out of the way because there are some things that I didn't like, and there are things that were pretty damn good in this film. The animation. I think that is the one thing that people are going to remember in this film is how wonderful the CG looks in this movie. If anyone has seen The Jungle Book, I think that was one thing that was the most impressive about that film. This movie takes it on to another level with their effects. And I think that's one of the best things you can say about this movie. You can't really say it's a bad looking movie. And that's what they're selling you on, the visual aspect of this film. The voiceover work is pretty good. I can't say anything bad about it. I think Seth Rogen does a great Pumbaa, and in general, I liked all the voiceover work in this film. That is about where all my positives for this film end, simply because I can't judge something that is already existed in other movies that was literally copied and pasted. The music, the characters, and the story are literally, obviously, everything from the original film. This movie is a little bit longer, but they didn't really mix it up. It's literally a copy and paste, scene by scene, shot by shot copy of the original animated film. And yes, they do add some new things, but they're minor things that kind of George Lucas got crap about because they were unnecessary in his edits with Star Wars. You got things like in the beginning of the movie of a mouse crawling or a piece of hair floating in the air for a certain period of time. It's just unnecessary. It's wasting time, and the movie does shorten certain things in the animated film that were kind of important, or it just completely leaves it out, and I wish they were in there. If you're going to do a shot-by-shot remake of this film with your newer, flashier effects, then just copy and paste everything and don't leave things out and replace it with unnecessary scenes. The problem with this movie is going to be that it's going to hold up, but if more movies continue to do this style of animation, the animation itself is not going to be impressive anymore, in which case no one's going to watch this movie again. Because this is not better than the original, obviously. Mainly because this film lacks emotion. The animated film is what carried that whole thing, is the emotion, besides the good character and story. This movie lacks the emotion simply because you just can get away with more in animation. You're at a disadvantage when you're making things live action, I feel like. When they're doing these Disney remakes, you just can't emote properly. And you have characters that are trying to express certain feelings, and you have, maybe an eyebrow raising or their eyes moving side to side. You're very limited to what you can do. And the problem is that you miss out on certain emotions. There are things in the animated film that, the character didn't even have to speak. Their expressions would show you everything, what the character is feeling, what they're thinking. This film, you can't pick up on those feelings because we're looking at photorealistic animals, and whether they're angry, happy, or sad, they basically have the same expression on their face, and they're trying to animate them, but they're still trying to make them look real, and that's the problem. They're too concerned about making things look real, and that's the problem. This movie doesn't hit you on an emotional level. If in the animated film you might shed a tear, I don't think you will in this one. Some of the musical numbers don't work in this movie, and it's a little weird to see photorealistic animals singing. I guess the only positive is at least they can sing in this one, unlike The Jungle Book. But in all, I think this was a unnecessary film simply because it just lacked that emotion, and it was literally a shot-by-shot remake of the animated film with no twist of its own. There's no reason to remake this movie. With other films like The Jungle Book, you can praise it because there's an actual actor in the movie interacting with these characters, especially a young little kid. So it's tougher for the director and for the kid. And then you have movies like Planet of the Apes, where you have people in suits acting like animals, then using CG to make it look more photorealistic. I can appreciate those films because there is some effort put into it. This movie lacks any creativity. Yes, the animation is done greatly, and you can applaud the people behind that. But aside from that, I can't really praise this film for anything else because, yes, the voiceover work is good. It's not better than the original. What else am I judging this film on? Because I can't really judge the story or anything else because it's literally copy and pasted. So, what is this movie bringing to the table other than animation? Nothing really. And that's where this movie kind of goes downhill for me because at the end of the day, give it a few years, this movie, no one's going to remember it because the animation style, this new style of making everything photorealistic, is going to get old by that point and just nothing new. In which case, it's like, well, why am I seeing this movie then? People are going to gravitate towards the animated film. Unnecessary movie. So, with that being said, I'm going to be giving The Lion King a C+. Alright guys, that is my review of The Lion King. Please share your thoughts down below, what you thought of the movie, and see you guys next time for more unboxings, reviews, and movie news.